Rich Olsen with Botanica Garden and Plantopia is out here to help us create something new.
Yeah, what is this called?
This is called Living Art, and what I did is I actually created looking down on a floral arrangement.
Oh,
and I'm going to show you the different things. Now you can use a shallow, pot. I use clay saucers. You can use big ones. You can use small ones. It's whatever you want. And then we're going to go ahead and choose something that highlights it. So you can do, if it was a bigger thing, you can do vases, little pitchers. I love these. My little tequila shot glasses that are
cute.
Ceramic is always the best. And then we got our assortment of succulents, which we're going to use. And these come in little 4-packs.
They almost look fake.
Yeah, these are all real. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do.
This screams very Arizona and New Mexico.
It is. Succulents are all the rage because they're low maintenance. And
Yeah.
this looks good, especially inside, because you look down on it.
It would look great on in the middle of your table.
Yes, you could do, and you could do an Easter egg and do something around it if you want. You can do anything you want. A piece of driftwood. It's whatever you want. So what I did is I put my pot in soil. I use good pot in soil. This is Fertilum Ultimate, really good stuff. And you just kind of berm it up, and then I wet it down first because it's easier to work with. So you guys are going to help create.
Okay.
So what, we're going to start with the vase.
Okay.
So what would you like to use as your centerpiece?
What do you guys think?
I mean,
I kind of like this because it's bright.
How does that go in there?
Okay, so you got that, and then we're going to bury it.
Okay.
So, like that. Now this is a little bit higher up.
Right.
So what we
I want
can
to put
do,
some dirt down here to kind of
we can put
prop it.
some rocks
yeah.
Okay.
if you want. And what about we can start off the bottom since it's a bigger, maybe the bigger.
Yep, that right there. Okay.
So this one, I already took it off. See the soil? You just take it off.
Oh, you
and
want to take that off.
sometimes if it's too much of a root ball, don't be afraid of it. You just cut
You're not
it.
going to kill it by doing that.
No, it
would've
doesn't
thought
kill it.
that
And then
would
we
be
can
no.
put that like at a little angle. See how it's kind of grown out?
Yeah.
And we can wedge that in with some
Makes
rocks.
the scale better for whatever
Yeah.
you're using for that centerpiece.
And it will root out really good. Okay, and then if we want to take some rocks, we could create maybe like a little starburst.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
it's
people
definitely
can see
art.
it.
Yeah.
And it's whatever you want to do.
And so that you just keep adding
Yeah,
some
and
plants.
then you all add whatever you think. You want to try a little bit?
Actually,
Okay, we
let's do one of
got
these.
some of this stuff here
Yeah.
too.
And then they pop right out. It's great because they're that size.
Yeah. So you'd cut this off?
This one I think we can
Okay.
leave it on, but if not, we can cut it off.
And what
that
kind
one's
of
really
maintenance
cute. Yeah,
does
like
this
that.
require?
Minimal, like maybe every
Let's see.
2 weeks. You just water it. And what I do is I put it in the sink and I take my little mister thing and just wet it down, but not too wet. And the reason why I love using terracotta is because these don't have drainage holes.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the terracotta
It'll
absorbs
absorb.
the moisture so it doesn't stay real
Yeah.
wet in there. See how you start creating
Oh,
it?
I love these
Yeah.
too.
I love those, and those are low, so you can shove those in here.
Yeah.
If you want to do one more big
Okay, here, let me hand that
echeveras,
to you.
I mix the different kind of echeveras because this is the silver gray.
And
we're going
so
to take off.
you just put a little water on there, not a lot, I
Yep.
guess, or
Yep.
And then they all start to kind of form in together, and it's beautiful. That is so pretty. Look how well that came
so
together.
You lay it
so
around,
fast.
and then you can kind of tuck it in, and then at the end is where I take my gravel, and that hides all the dirt, and that also allows you, when you're watering, it doesn't cause the dirt to splash.
Oh yeah, that's great.
And then you have your own living art. And I mean, you can use anything you want to create it, but how cool that can be once you do the whole
I
top.
love it, and I don't want to stop. You know, once we start a
I know,
project,
I know,
I'm just like,
I know.
I gotta keep
You guys
going.
have been arts and craft all day. Got
I
cookies, and now
know.
you got this. Yeah, a lot of us, when we do our containers, we concentrate just on the plants. But I'm also going to show you how you accessorize your potted containers.
Okay.
But first, we're going to talk about plant combos. Over the years, we showed all different mixtures,
Yeah.
and of course, this is our Hemajang line,
I love
which
them.
is already predetermined for you. And I want to show you some of my favorites that last all summer, because that's the problem. In the South, we get so hot, things burn out. So I like using sun coleuses.
That's this right here?
Yeah, that's this, and then I also have behind it, I got the red.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And what's great about these is they look beautiful in the fall as well. Now they get big, so you might have to snip, snap.
Okay.
And then this is the Supertunia, which is your spiller.
Right.
And it also comes in between, so it gives us some nice color.
You got the
Love
color,
that.
the heights, you
Yeah,
got this hanging.
and texture.
All the textures,
All
it's
above.
there.
This is one of our new one this year. This is going to be the Canola Lily, which will probably get about 2 foot taller. Again, we
gorgeous.
have our lime coleus, but we have our lantanas. This is for hot sun. And let me tell you, this will last beautiful all the way until we have a new frost.
Oh, okay.
So it's great. Now, if you happen to have shade, we got you covered. Look at this one. This is called Morocco begonia, which is beautiful.
Yes, I wish people could see that these leaves are just touch them.
It's kind of like a turtle shell.
Yeah, they're
in a way.
amazing.
Then it has the ivy in it. And then what's great is this is euphorbia and diamond frost, so it's kind of like baby's breath.
Now, will this burn up a little bit in the sun?
No, well, this is a semi-shade plant.
This right here?
Yeah, so
okay.
this will last all summer long.
Okay.
And it's beautiful. And all you do is take off the hanger and you plop it in a pot, it's all done. So the hangers are really designed to carry them.
Right.
Not to hang them. And then this one is a great mixture of sun or semi-shade. It has the big series begonia in it, coleus, and then my favorite is the plectranthus. And it also has pink lantana. So it's basically a live-in floral arrangement.
These are so gorgeous. And so you could walk into Plantopia or Botanica Gardens and say, I want the hamajang. Show me where that is.
And just so you know, they are going fast.
Oh, yeah, because, that's what he calls it when he's mixing all of these different ones together. But that is so great. These look so great on a front porch or whatever. So, and then you say, it's, have some accessories
well,
too.
now we're going to hamajang the accessories with it. So I take all different things and have fun with it. Now, this you may not do at your front door, but you can do it in your back patio or such.
Right.
I use driftwood. I got some fun ceramic mushrooms. I'm going to show you how we use the ants in old terracotta clay pots in a watering can.
Oh,
okay?
show me. Okay,
so
let's do
you
it.
stay here. I'm going to move over here.
Okay.
Take this one off. Okay, so all you do is take your different elements, and we're gonna take our log and put it that direction, and then why don't you hand me
You want this,
Yeah,
or?
the watering can.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna go ahead and put the watering can on this side because I kind of like it buried within it. And then let's see, we're gonna add some clay pots, and these are just dirty clay pots, which I love. We're going to put this one over here. We're going to take this out.
And
I
it
have
has
some glass spheres.
for
I
some
mean, that's what
color.
hamajang means, taking things that are not related, kind of put it in there like that. Then we're going to have our little ants come up on our log like that. We'll take this off.
Cute.
Aren't these cute? And it's just like, and have fun. And this is what brings a smile to people's face.
And then you have these, I mean, you can stick these in,
so you
into
can stick
the pot.
these in the pot.
Let's see if we can.
If you can.
There we go. Look how cute that is.
And put that one at the end.
Adorable.
And we just did a whole little arrangement. Now, if you really want to have fun, go ahead and remove that watering can.
Okay.
This is so cute.
Oh, this frog, how cute. I mean, on
we
your
have
porch.
bigger ones. Okay, and look at that. When someone comes to your
see
front
that?
door, it says happy hello.
Yeah, I love that. So instead of just doing, some of this fake grass, we can make it look fake with the
Yeah,
real
this
stuff.
is supposed to be real grass, but it's a lot less dirty in
Right,
the studio.
yeah.
But
So we're talking about sod though, right?
Yeah, we're talking about seed versus sod.
Okay.
And the problem with seed is, our grasses are warm season for the South, and a lot of seed are cool season grasses, so they may grow in the wintertime, but not in the summertime. So you got to watch out for that when you're doing it. Also with seed, like a lot of people like zoysia, which I love, but zoysia is hard to grow from seed, and you can't even really get the seed, but you can get Bermuda. So you got to determine if you have lots of light and what kind of grass you want.
Right.
You can seed Bermuda easily with seed, and it has to be at least 85 degrees during the day consistently to grow that. It's warm season. Or you can do sod. Now, when it comes to sod, people are like, first of all, cost.
Right.
Sod really isn't that expensive, but the key thing that people do wrong is the prepping of it before they lay their sod.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just like a section of our yard that really needs to be sodded too.
Okay, you're patching, and that's a good point. What happens is people just lay this on top of the ground next to their existing grass, and it's already higher, so you can look like it was patched.
Right.
And when you mow it, it never evens out. So if you're going to patch your with sod, you want to dig down a little bit and then lay your sod so it's level with your existing turf.
Okay.
That makes a big difference. But when you're prepping and doing sod, you can't just lay it on hard ground. First, you have to till the ground.
Gotcha.
Soften it up. Then we add about 2 inches of good river bottom topsoil.
Oh, okay. And you have that?
We have that.
Or do we just need to go to the river and dig some up?
Well, you could.
What do you want to? How do you want us to get this?
Plantopia has it in bulk.
Gotcha.
If you want. Now, if you put 2 to 3 inches of soil, now you have a good foundation for your turf to root out and actually hold and grow.
Okay, so don't just throw. This is sod. Remember, you're going to throw it on the ground and hey, okay, I'm done.
First, grade. You want to make sure you grade it so the water doesn't puddle.
Okay.
And it's even. And then you lay your sod. And then when you lay your sod, you do one like this, and then the other one, you don't even it out. You're going to start one like that.
Okay.
Just like you would brick.
Okay.
And that way the seams don't, if you do it like this, then you see the whole seam through the lawn.
Right.
So you want to alternate
Eventually,
patterns.
you shouldn't see any. It'll just all be nice and even,
It
right?
should be.
But it takes time.
It takes time. You got to roll it. Once you install sod, fertilize it because that really gets it rooted out. But you never want to pre-emerge new turf because that will deform the root system until it roots out.
Well, we're talking about Canola Lilies, right? These lilies that you brought, and these are different. This one is huge.
Yeah,
is this one different than that one?
Yeah, this is a dwarf variety. And Canola Lilies have been around for years. Now, they're spreaders, and a lot of times people don't want Canola Lilies because they think they spread everywhere. But they've been hybridized to be clumpers, so they don't spread all over the yard. They stay in a clump.
So we have some out in front of the station, and they're really pretty. What do they look like when they're not blooming? Because I need things that are going to look good for more than
Good point. Well, that's why you want ones with the foliage. Like this is Tropicana, so it has a variegated burgundy foliage. Look how beautiful that is.
Really pretty.
So, and then it has tangerine orange flowers, but the foliage is wonderful. And then we have this one in front of us. This is brand new for us. This is called Cleopatra. The only place we have it is really at Botanica Gardens, and I don't know if they can scroll down, but the foliage, see how it's twisted? It's green and it's also burgundy, and then the flowers, it blooms yellow flowers, red flowers, or mixed flowers.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Cleopatra, brand new. And then we have the burgundy night behind here. And I love the burgundy night. Look at that intense color.
You can tell it's a much darker color.
Yeah,
so you can plant these together, right?
You can plant these all together. And I use this against like a dark green hedge, and then I'll do a light yellow color flower in front of it.
Yeah, for some dimension.
Great contrast. And then this one you're looking at, now we grow these in our Hemingway pots, but I love something tall in the middle. Now this is a semi-dwarf Canola Lily, so if you're afraid of them getting tall, because they will get 5 or 6 foot tall, this only gets about 3 foot tall. And this is great in flower beds where you don't want to hide anything. The great thing about Canola Lilies is they're easy to grow.
Well, that's sign me up.
Yeah, they can grow almost anywhere, and if you have wet feet, they can grow. They're also a swamp plant, so they can grow in wet areas. Like,
what about like on a slope? Are they good for that?
They're good on the slope. If the slope dries out a lot because it doesn't hold water, they may not do as well as a flat area.
Gotcha.
And such. Now, the only thing you can do is when I plant them, I always add a little bit of Osmocote, which is a slow-release fertilizer. Then during the growing season, I'll just use a regular fertilizer. The only thing, the disadvantage to Canola Lilies is they can get caterpillars. They're called scroll worms. You'll see the leaves kind of curl up, and they are inside there, and they'll start eating the foliage. So in spring, like right now, I spray them with Triple Action Plus or any insecticide to prevent any problems in the future.
Gotcha.
That's what you do.
So how long do the blooms stay, and what time of year do they usually bloom?
Oh my God. Okay, they're about to start to bloom. Oh my God. I mean, I use them everywhere.
Right.
Okay, so they start to bloom just about now, and they will bloom all the way through fall.
Oh, perfect.
And and then
do you have to take care of them?
Well, they get these dead stalks, and if they bother you, I cut mine off.
Okay.
And that does force them to send out new growth, which will gives us new flowers.
Ah, okay.
So
these are the dead ones.
These are the dead ones.
And then these are the fresh.
That's the fresh one.
Okay.
Snip, snap off, go down a little bit lower, and they just keep on putting new growth.
Yeah.
And I mean, they look tropical.
They do.
But they're winter hardy. They do go down in the winter.
Okay.
But they come right back up in spring, and I'm telling you, you're going to love them. Great against fence rows.
Perfect. And it sounds like that they're easy to take care of. This one, did we even talk about this one?
Well, this is another Tropicana, but look at this is a lighter color variegated. Look how beautiful that foliage is.
So pretty.
Great in containers. Like if you want to make a little tropical look at your pool, they're great around pools.
That would be great.
And such. And they're also, believe it or not, they are a pond plant. So if you have a water feature waterfall and you want something to sit in the water, you can use Canola Lilies.
Well, look at that.
Multitask.
Okay, sounds like the perfect plant. And if you want to find some of these, of course, Planttopia in North Little Rock or Botanica Gardens in the Riverdale area. That's where you'll find Chris H. Olsen and all of his stuff that he tells us about.
I will be there.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.